the initial idea was to build, to make the ballast keel out of cast iron as per the original design. There are some issues with that. I mean, firstly, it's cast iron. You have to use galvanized iron keel bolts, and in my experience, they don't last nearly as long as bronze. There's always going to be issues with rust and preventing rust on the bolts and on the ballast keel. And then you've got dissimilar metals in the hull. So if I'm fastening with copper and bronze, then there's an issue around galvanic action and the potential corrosion of timber in connection with the steel components. So the other issue with using a cast iron keel is that the keel has to be cast before you can start work on the boat. Now, it's a large initial expense, and the finances are working with this project is that I'm supporting it off my other boat building work, my other boat building business, restoration work. So I just want to get this boat, I've got this boat underway, I've got it started, and it's really important that I can keep cracking on with the timber work and not feel like I've got to wait until the keel's cast. The other benefit of casting in lead versus iron is that I can do it myself using scrap lead, keep the costs down, and have an all-round better material for ballast, because it's non-corrosive. I can drill for it myself. I can drill through the keel and through the lead once the boat's up and in situ. So there's a lot of advantages to doing in lead, and most, but the most practical reason is that I can actually cast it myself. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I've got the casting pots together, and I've accumulated some of the lead already. So that'll be happening down the line.
Do you know when?
Well, not quite yet. Probably in the next month, I should think. The ballast keel pattern is made, the mould is made as well, so everything's there. I've got to purchase a bit more lead, so I'm in contact with a roofer who keeps a lot of scrap lead, and sort of waiting to have just enough to do it. And we've got volunteers coming soon in May as well, so the hope is that with the lead here and the volunteers to hand, we'll be able to cast. It's a hot, and it's a very kind of, what's the word? It's quite I've done it. I've cast lead keels several times before now, and every time I say I'll never do it again. So I've got some trepidation around doing it. Everything has to just work first time. You don't get a second bite of the cherry. If you make a mistake, you've lost a lot of work and effort. You're going to have to cut it up, dig it out of the ground, re-go again, and that would be difficult and disappointing. So it's important that all the factors are lined up, and you've got the right place to do it, all the right materials, the right people, and the right weather. So hopefully those will all align soon. I'm feeling really good about the project. I mean, everything's coming together. I'm finding it enjoyable. I've had an opportunity to work with some really nice people who've come to volunteer already, and we've done trial weeks with 2 or 3 volunteers already now who I've decided they'll come back for a longer stay. So I've got a Dutch chap called Sam coming for May and June, and an American fellow who, so Sam was from a furniture building college in Holland, and there's a chap called Wyatt who's coming from the States, who was from the IYRS boat building college. So I'm looking forward to spending more time with them, sharing skills and getting enthusiastic about the project and moving it forward. So, and I feel like we're making reasonable progress, considering I've been working largely on my own with some help, and running a boat building business at the same time, restoring. So we've restored and built new mast, and restored 2 vessels and built a new mast. We've got another major project on the go, which is rebuilding decks and cockpit and so on. And the team's working away nicely on that, giving me an opportunity to keep the momentum going with this. But I'm hoping to, now with the volunteers coming, to pick the pace up in May, June, and I'm really looking forward to getting all these components of the boat that I've been busy making bolted together, and having it starting to look like a vessel, starting to see the shape of the beautiful shape of the schooner in the workshop. I mean, that's what I'm really looking forward to.